Welcome to another episode of DD on the Spot. As always, I'm your host, Ryan Johnson. And before we get into it with our guest here today, I'd like to remind everyone that if you enjoy this content, to please give a like and subscribe down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. We have Gabriela Vega on the podcast. She has more than two names, but I'm not even gonna try it because I don't want to insult her by getting them wrong, like I eventually will. But she's coming to us all the way from Mexico. I think she's our first guest from Mexico on the podcast. We might have had one before, but I'm not too sure. After you do like 500 of them, it's kind of hard to realize, where people are from. But yeah, she's on here to share her health and fitness journey and talk, all things health and fitness. But most importantly, she's our current guest, Gabriela. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you for the support to women's bodybuilding. We are not so popular. So when someone is interested in some interview or our journey, we are very grateful always.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And it's my pleasure to have you on and, help, promote the sport. But before we get into, your journey and everything, I just want to know, what is the difference between Mexican bodybuilding and, American bodybuilding? Because I haven't had that many Mexican guests on, and I've just found it so fascinating. So what are the big differences that you've seen? Because you have come up here to the US and competed. So I'm just curious what your take on, the differences in the sport is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's not the same. Here in Mexico, I think in all over the world, we are not so popular, but here in Mexico is absolutely no popular our division. The mindset here is very different. People, especially men here, they prefer always like little girls or skinny or even fat, but not muscular. They think muscular women are like maybe they feel like intimidated or they don't accept that. I always think that is like a doctor, like you are an engineer, like you are a teacher or whatever, but you um, put your career in the top level. It's the same. It's the same, but we are muscles. We develop our muscles at the top level. So it's the same, but the difference is that is a physique. Is something that you can see and that you can look and you cannot hide. So so people is like curious sometimes, but definitely that they cannot accept very well the size, uh, but they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely. So how did you get started in bodybuilding? What's your backstory? How did you come to eventually become a bodybuilder?
Well, the truth, I started very young, but seriously with a real coach and thinking about competing, I started. My first competition was at 19 years old here in Mexico. Here in Mexico. So at that age, I could compete in the juniors here. The maximum event here is Mr. Mexico, and there is a junior Mr. Mexico and the other like the open Mr. Mexico, but are different shows. So I have won all the shows here in Mexico like 20 years ago, the juniors, the open, the overalls, and everything in bodybuilding. Because 20 years ago, like you can know, there were not so many divisions. No fitness, no bikini, no figure. In that time, the fitness, the athletic fitness was starting, but was not so popular in that time. So there were only men bodybuilding and women's bodybuilding, and that was all. So I won in bodybuilding. Then um, I couldn't go to the other countries to compete. So I decided to go to the college and study nutrition. So I studied nutrition, and then I had my baby, my daughter, and then I back to compete in 2014, 2014, and there were other divisions like physique. So I come back to compete in physique division in 2014 here in Mexico, and I won the overall in Mr. Mexico, and then I start to look for my pro card. So I compete in physique in the North American Championship in Pittsburgh. Yeah, and I placed fourth the first time, and the second time that I tried, I placed second, but the first place and the second place got the pro card in the North America.
That is awesome. What was that moment like when they announced your name and you realized I'm a pro now?
I was crying because imagine I had a very long career. It's not like I started 6 years ago or 10 years ago. I started 20 years ago. So when I can got my pro card, that that was my dream since I was a teenager. So that was a big goal that I reached, and I was very happy, really.
When you were getting started, what was one body part that was really easy for you to grow, and what was one body part that just was horrible to grow? Like everyone always has that one body part that just takes them forever to grow. What was one that was really easy for you, and what was one that was really hard?
Easy for me, I think the legs. Legs are easy for me. Quads, hamstrings, or yeah, the legs. And harder for me are my shoulders, my arms, especially my triceps, are harder for me to grow.
Which I don't even believe that, but hey, it's proven. I guess it's true because yeah, that's one of your best parts. So I don't get how that's the was that just something that you just had to just train them a lot and just had to find different ways to train them to get them to really grow.
Um, some part that I want to grow, really grow, my shoulders all the time. The last show that I did last year was Tampa Pro, and so I asked it to the main youth if what happened or what should I improve, and he told me my shoulders, my triceps must be bigger if I want to do bodybuilding. So that's what I am trying to fix now and working. I am working to improve that parts.
But when you were getting started, I mean, this is so much more of a mental sport than it is a physical sport, and so many people do not understand that. What has this journey been like for you mentally?
Well, as I have many years working out and competing, I think at this point I have dominated the mental part. So at the beginning, when I started, I didn't know how to control my mood. For example, when I was in the hard diet, because I was like, hungry with people or with whatever. But and my coach in that time, he told me, I remember he told me, you must enjoy your prep, and I didn't understand. I asked, how can I enjoy that I cannot eat how I see? But now I understand. The key of everything is that you think. At the beginning, I was thinking that I eat because of the pleasure to eat something. But now I understand my pleasure is not the food. My pleasure is how my body will change and what I want to reach. What is the shape that I want to get, and that I have to put the nutrients or the nutriments in my body to get that shape. And so the feeling when you look at your body in that shape, and with all the striations, you know, the veins and the condition. So that's the best feeling that you said, I can reach that. So that the key is that you must enjoy the process, and look at your goal. That's it.
Well, I bet you get this question a lot, like, why do you do it? Why do you put yourself through this? What is your answer to that? Because that's one thing that, like, a lot of people in the general public, when they see bodybuilding, they're like, why do they put themselves through all of that to walk upon that stage?
um on stage, what is the goal to compete?
Oh yeah, like, why do you push yourself this much? Why do you do all this? Because like most people, like you said, in Mexico would look at that and they'd be like, why does she do that?
Yes, because it's a way that you can express how powerful you can do, but not. I am not thinking about that I feel that I am more than another people. It's more about myself. It's more about, God, or whatever you think, or the superior mindset, or uh, something that you believe in. Um, in my case, is God. He create the humans to push, and to do the most, or the best expression of ourselves in anything that you do. For example, is like what I was thinking, or I was telling you at the beginning. If you will be a doctor, you want to be the best doctor, and you want to show the world how uh, how good you can be, or the best. For example, people that reach more much that are rich, they are rich because they get, maybe they are very smart, or maybe they are very good with business, and they reach their best. It's the same. I just want to reach my best, and show inspire the other people that they can do the best in whatever they do. Mhm.
What is the hardest part of bodybuilding for you?
Mm, uh, Maybe financially. Financially is the hardest part, because here in Mexico we are not very popular. I am nutritionist and I am personal trainer. That's my job, and I see other trainers that they are men, and people prefer, um, to get that trainer or that nutritionist, because they think they are better, because they are men. And they say, for example, women, they say, I don't want to be like her, and if I go with her, she will make me like her, like her. That's not true. That's not true. I have much experience. I have much experience, and I know very well how to treat a woman in the nutrition topic, and in the workouts the same. So I don't. I would like to have many clients, and to get a lot of trust. Trust. So the hardest part is I work very hard, and I have much experience, but people don't trust, because it is like. opposite because they don't know the work, they don't know that when you put your body in the best level or in the top level, you know, you learn a lot, so you can help them better.
Absolutely. And I mean, nutrition is such a big part of this sport as well. What has your journey been like through this nutrition wise? Because I mean, that is such a huge part of the sport that most people do not understand.
The nutrition part, well, the nutrition part is hard for people when people are not so uh, when they don't know a lot of about fitness or about bodybuilding. But for people like me that I eat the same or almost the same the whole time, so really the nutrition part is not a deal for is not a challenge for me. It's not a problem for me because it's a lifestyle that I have been like 20 years ago until now. So I can can do it very well and without problems. When I am in the pre-contest season, that the diet is harder or is more there are more restrictions. The hardest part for me is that I don't have enough energy, you know. So sometimes I awake in the morning and I said, how can I train today if I really don't have energy? I feel so tired. I feel like sometimes, you know, my glucose is very low. Sometimes I have, you know, the word when you put your glucose so uh, down that you feel like I will,
Just drained. Yeah.
yeah. So that's the hardest part for me because you anyways have to. I have anyways have to train, anyways have to work, anyways have to do everything that I have to do with that little food that I am eating, and sometimes I have to train twice. So that's the part when you realize everything is in your mind.
Yeah, and that's the biggest part of this sport that a lot of people don't understand is just that mind power that you get from this, and just it's so much more of a mental game, like I said before, than a physical game, and it's just so important. But posing is one thing that I like to talk about as well because so many people do not understand that for a lot of the competitors, it's the hardest thing. What has your experience with posing been like?
Or posing and posing. Um, I love posing. I love posing, and posing is a part of bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is an art. You create your body like an artist. So part of that art is how you show your body to the other people and how you share your feelings to to the others. So I don't consider that I am the best poser, but you know, so many times that I have competed, so the mandatory poses I can do it very well. Sometimes when I finish my workouts, I take out the clothes in the gym and start to pose in front of the mirror, and people is like, he's like showing off, but it's not like that. It's because I need to practice. You know, I need to practice how to put, you know, the arms, and even it's like a workout because if you cannot stand or the pose by 30 seconds, you cannot pose when you are nervous or when you are tired or when you are posing with the other girls on the stage. So it is something that is necessary, but it's very nice. It's very nice when I see the other girls that are very good posers, and I see them posing on the stage. I have my skin is like goosebumps because I am feeling what they are trying to share.
Absolutely. And out of your poses, what is your favorite pose and what is your least favorite pose?
My favorite pose, I think, is side chest, side chest, and the pose that I don't like to do is the abs because my waist is not the best. So when I have to show, I need to practice more how to create the illusion.
And that's always an awkward looking pose too. It's so hard to make it look like fluid and make it look just natural. It's yeah, it's just one of those things too. But I mean, one of the things that a lot of people just don't would never do the sport for is that like a lot of people just can't get up on stage in a bikini. And where do you find that courage to do that? Because that's one thing that a lot of people, aren't able to do. Where do you find that motivation and just being able to walk up on that stage like that? Because that's one thing that, I mean, the general public, most people would just be like, there's no way I'm ever walking up there like that.
The motivation, uh, mm, I think, no, no. When I am in the pre-contest season, that I am tired, that mm, my motivation is my goal is like uh, knowing that I will be on stage competing with other girls that all of them are excellent, but knowing that I will be better than the last time. And motivation not always is very high. Sometimes I don't have motivation, but I have discipline. So some is that I want to do, I have to do my workout even if I am tired. And the best motivation, after all, is my own body. When I can see in the mirror the results, when I can see in the mirror the condition, and the improves in my body, that's my motivation.
Absolutely. And what was your friends and family's reaction when you announced them, like, hey, I want to give bodybuilding a try?
Well, my family always congratulate me. They say, I don't know how can you do all of that. And my friends, I am a very lonely person. I don't have a lot of friends. But the people, all my friends are from the gym because they are the only that can understand what I am feeling or why I am doing this or that. And I think I can inspire them. Uh, I have friends that they were fat in the past, and now they have changed all their lives because they feel better, they look better. When you are happy with who you are, all your life is better. So the a few friends that I have, they are happy when I compete because they feel more motivated.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if I saw you in the gym, I'd be like, God, I need to start doing some more exercise, and I need to come here way more often. So that, and that's a great part about the sport too, is that yeah, it's so motivating for other people. But I also love to talk about post show because a lot of people don't understand that you're not going to look like you look on stage 24/7. I mean, it's just not possible. What was that like for you when you first learned that, like, hey, this look that I'm putting on stage, I'm not going to be able to keep it like that? And has it gotten easier for you to accept that as your career in the sport has gone on? That whole, like, hey, as hard as I try for this look, I can't look like this forever.
Yes. Uh, well, I always try to keep some shape, like, and all my clients and all friends or people that ask me for some advice, I always told them that, or tell them that, they must keep the fat from the abs in as, like, no too much fat in the abs. The abs must be like, you can see a little abs, um, and that's what I trying to do. Um, is um, as I want to grow, I must understand that my body need to rest. I think I have, if I have worked very hard, really hard. For example, last year, because I did 3 shows very close, like 1 week or 2 weeks between them. So I think I deserve the rest. My body deserve the rest, because other way, it will not respond or react like I want. So I need the rest. That's it. And I have. It takes time to me to understand that, but now finally I have understood that, it is by is not only the competitor, is a human, and the human must keep healthy, in some time. There are many situations that we have had last year in the sport, and we must learn from that.
Do you have any advice on people on how to keep healthy? Because yeah, it's a sport where a lot of people sometimes push it to the extremes, and it's hard for so many people to just sort of know that limit of like, this is how far I should go before it really gets like really dangerous for me.
Yes. This is very hard to say, but when you compete, you really are pushing your body to the limits. So we must be very careful. I can tell you, last time that I did my shows is like maybe the best condition that I have had in all my life. But I was afraid. I went to the shows alone. I had not a coach. I had not a husband or someone, a friend, my mother, my family. Nobody was with me. So I had the responsibility of myself. So we have to do very smart, and to value our health, and be careful in that time. And but it's a reality. When you are competing, you are in the limits. Yes.
Well, and going into the gym, I mean, do you like to lift heavy when you train, or do you like to just go for reps, or do you like to mix things up? How do you like to set your workouts?
Mhm. Yeah, I mix. I try to mm, work my body in all the angles, and take a lot of techniques, different techniques, drop sets, isometrics, traditionals, workouts, pyramids. I do everything, but I think very well. my workouts, and I try to focus and isolate the muscles when I am working out.
Absolutely. And I mean, unfortunately, you are going to have to do some cardio in this lifestyle. I mean, it's like signing a deal with the devil. I always say I hate cardio more than life itself. What is your relationship with cardio like?
I like cardio, but I know many people think like cardio, like stairs, or I don't like the treadmill. I don't like the treadmill. I don't like the elliptical. I just like the stairs or the bike. And the reason why I can do it is because I use the headphones with music. Is the only way. But I don't dislike, because I know we need some cardio not only for condition, because we need health. You know, our heart and everything must be health. So I don't have a problem with doing cardio.
Yeah, and hey, and that's you got to think like that if you're a bodybuilder. Because if you are a bodybuilder and you hate cardio, it's like I feel really really sorry for you. But like, let's be honest, you're not the average looking woman. I mean, walking down the street, if you were to walk down the street just the way that you are right now, like you're gonna get stares and you're gonna get attention. What has that been like for you, and has it gotten easier for you to sort of adjust to the fact that like I sort of compare it to being like a mini celebrity, where it's just people draw a lot more attention to you. What has that been like for you, and has it gotten easier for you to accept that extra added attention as you've gotten more and more into the sport?
Mhm. Well, here in Mexico, people is very curious, very curious. So the truth, I try most of the time to keep my body like with the jackets, because I can feel uncomfortable when people stare a lot, because they stare like, what is that? They don't stare like, oh wow, that's much discipline, or that's a hard work. Maybe in United States can be different, but here in Latin American is like, she looks ugly, and so that's why. But at the end of everything, I can walk in the street in any clothes, and at the end, I will not care. I don't care, but I prefer to give people peace.
What is your favorite body part to train in the gym?
My favorite part to train,
Yeah.
uh, as I need more shoulders, I love to train shoulders, and I love to train my legs.
Yep. I absolutely hate legs myself. Being I'm 6'3", so I'm absolutely just it's just it's a no win situation for me, really there. But I mean, coming that you're from, especially from Latin America, where it's a lot different than it is, up here when it comes to the relationship between people and bodybuilders. What's probably the number one thing that you get from people that are just curious about the way that you look? Because I bet it's different in the because I asked this question to people from the United States, and I bet it's a little bit different than it is there. But what's the most common reaction that you get from people?
When people look at me,
Yeah.
that's something that I have thought, by many years, and I until now I cannot understand. But uh, the first thought of people is, he will hit me, she will hit me. No, really, the people think I am aggressive. People think I will, uh, like, oh, if you hit me, you will kill me, something like that. And I said, I am very pacific, I will not do that. But people think muscles are strange and are like aggression. That's completely a mistake.
We have heard some stuff like that too, so it's not too different. But if someone walked up to you and said, Gabriela, we made the decision, you can change one thing about the sport of bodybuilding, and everyone would go along with it, what would be one thing that you'd like to see changed?
Of course, what could I change? Um, I maybe I will change, and that is starting to happen. Thanks to God, uh, that the NPC can enter in here in Mexico more. That more people can get a pro card, but here in Mexico, that we cannot. This is very, very, very a great experience to travel and to go to North Americans or to amateur Olympia, wherever. But if the NPC can enter to Mexico and do more shows and give more chances to get pro cards, that's something that I can help and that I would like to that happen and to change that more opportunities here.
I think that that's a great idea too. I never even thought of that too, because yeah, you don't hear that many pro shows really going on in Mexico or in Latin America a lot of time too. So I really think that they should add a lot more stuff down there as well. But now we go to one of my favorite questions: what is your go-to post-show meal?
What is the what? I'm
What
sorry.
is your go-to post-show meal? What do you like to eat most after a show when you're finally able
Oh,
to eat?
yeah, I think I love meat, so I always enjoy a good burger and fries or a good steak. That's what I love. And of course, something sweet like maybe an ice cream, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. And when it comes to like cheat meals, how often do you have a cheat meal, or is it like weekly for you, or do you have it set up differently now that you're in off season, or what's that like?
In my off season, I think I eat a cheat meal like 2 or 3 times per week. Yeah.
So it's, I mean, hey, that's great. That's more fun. That's more fun for you. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but because I know, but I think very well when should or when I must do that cheat meals. For example, if I will train shoulders or if I will train my arms, I take more, more calories, and but I always take care that calories are quality calories. Like I don't eat pizza, for example, because I don't find many protein in a pizza or something very sweet. I don't. I always take the same steak, a good steak or a good burger, something like that.
what's your biggest piece of advice for someone who's looking about getting started in bodybuilding?
Um, uh, bodybuilding is something serious. Serious. Bodybuilding is something very beautiful sport, but it's hard. So the thing that I can say is don't give up because you cannot get the results that you want in a short time. Just keep going, just keep getting that discipline, and your body will get your goal, but you must be patient.
Mhm. Absolutely. And what are your plans this year when it comes to shows or competing? Where would you like to be at this by the end of this year?
This year, well, I want to give my body time to grow all these months, and I want to compete in on September, November, at the end of the year. I will like that, and have enough time to grow my arms and to fix all the things that I have to.
So what do you even do for triceps then to try to get them to grow? Because most people don't understand that triceps, they're the unsung body part of the arms. Like if you have nice triceps, it makes your whole arm look bigger. But what do you do for triceps now to try to get them to grow?
Um, I usually um, warm up with the rope extensions with rope, and then I do like uh, presses with the close grip, and French presses. That's my favorite for to row. And but I do many angles, flat and clean, the clean, many angles with bar, with dumbbells, and that's what I do.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and those are all great exercises, and I highly recommend, people go and check those out. And I mean, when it comes also to this sport, there are just, a lot of things that people don't understand too as well, but the clothing options are one thing that like most people do not get. Like if you're a bodybuilder, especially a female too, you're not going to have that many clothing options. What is that like for you finding clothes that fit, because most clothes are not built for female bodybuilders, especially in Mexico?
Yeah, especially here. Well, the truth, I don't have a lot of clothes for the dinner or the parties. All my Most of my clothes are leggings and shirts like this that I can fit easily. And as I trip often to United States, I can get some clothes there for me, from my size. So, and especially I don't have my size here of shoes neither.
Well, we can see just like that you're still like really veiny even though you're in your off season. Are you just naturally someone that has a lot of veins? Because for me, like I could be at 1% body fat and I wouldn't have any veins. I'm just not blessed like that.
um, well, I think I have many years training, so my body. That's why now I can cheat 3 times per week, and I still have veins. I still have my abs, like you can see my abs, and I really don't have a lot of restrictions in my diet now. But I train very hard. I train very hard. I train 6 times per week, but I train really hard. Sometimes I do cardio, a little cardio. Um, and I don't know, I think it's the time that I have done bodybuilding. Now my body is like this. That's why.
And it takes time too. A lot of people just don't understand that it's like it's not going to happen overnight. You're not just going to magically wake up and just be looking like her. I mean, it takes a lot of time and, a lot of dedication as well. But yeah, absolutely. Is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to before we wrap things up here?
Well, I just want to give you or tell you thank you. Um, I really wish that more people is interested in women's bodybuilding and in bodybuilding in general, and that know that we are not like women that want to be more than men. There's nothing about that in our minds. It's not about that. It's just that we can help other people, like people that have issues, people that have problems in their health, and that's it. That you cannot judge a book by the appearance of the book. You must read the book.
Oh, absolutely, and I appreciate that as well. And yeah, I wish more people were interested in just in bodybuilding, because it's just so fascinating how people are able to compete in this sport. Because I look at like what goes on in prep and stuff like that, and I'm just like, how are these people even, like, first of all, even able to walk up on that stage after all the stuff that they go through? But that's just more impressive to me. It's just how much sacrifice this sport requires. But it's just, yeah, the results prove it. And I mean, again, everyone, go and check Gabriela out on her Instagram page. I'll leave it down below. And I saw that you got hacked. How did that happen? Because I so many people have been getting hacked these days. It's ridiculous.
How I'm sorry.
How did your first Instagram profile get hacked? Because I've seen that so many people have been getting hacked recently.
I didn't understand. I'm sorry.
Oh, how did your first Instagram page that got hacked, how did it get hacked? Because most people don't. I mean, a lot of Instagram pages that I've been seeing have been getting hacked recently, where their Instagram account gets taken over. Yeah.
About my page that was hacked.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually I understood that, but I want to be sure. Um, uh, it's a shame. The truth, it's a shame. Um, I think to grow a page takes time. Takes time. Um, and my page was still little, but was growing little by little. And now that happened, someone text me. No, someone sent me to my WhatsApp a link telling me that Instagram wanted to verify my account.
Oh, yep.
So I opened the message
Yep.
in WhatsApp, and that I don't know how they do that, but if you open the text, they hack the account. So I back to my account and I cannot enter to my account. And I said, what happened? And then I said, but I was very distracted. The truth, uh, everybody must be very very smart, and more we must take care and pay attention to the message. And I realized Instagram will not send a WhatsApp, never, but was too late. And then the same I respond to the text and said, hey, please send give my account back. And he told me, your account is not useful for me. Yeah, I don't use your account, but put $500 in Bitcoin, and
Jesus.
I will give you your account back. And I said, really? I blocked the number. And I have friends that recently have had the same, unfortunately, the same experience, which is very, very bad, very sad. It seems that these people are very interested in cryptos and all of that. So uh, after it, they send messages like, if you are interested in crypto. So so it is.
That's why I tell people never open those things when you get those. I've had those messages before, but I've never opened them because I'm always afraid of that. So you always get someone to verify. But I'm glad that you've got a backup page, and that'll take off too as well. I mean, it just takes time, and I'll leave a link to that one too, so everyone can go and check that out as well. But again, Gabriela, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. I really really appreciate it.
Thank you very much to you. And I'm very happy that I can share a little with you and with all your followers. And I want to congratulate you and to tell you that you are a very, very kind guy. And I am very grateful that you are interested in women's bodybuilding, and keep doing this work. And I wish that would give you more blessings in your life.
The same as you. I couldn't have said it better myself, and I couldn't think of a better way to end it. And again, everyone go and check her out. But this is Ryan Johnson, DD on the spot, signing off. Have a great day, everyone.